What's up, everybody? Welcome to PAX East. My name is Nine-Hole Grains, and I am joined today by Milana.
Hey, everybody, and we're so excited to bring you the action for Splatoon 3's North American Championship 2023 tournament.
And I'm Bear. I'm here to guide you through the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Championship Cup 2023 tournament.
So let's head inside, see what's up.
Well, I'm really excited for the Mario Kart tournament, excited to meet all my friends, and also I have family here because I'm originally from Boston.
My favorite character is probably Princess Peach, and then favorite course, probably Cloud Top Cruise. It's really fun to drive, and I really like the music.
I really want to see my friends do well. As long as they do well and they have fun, that's what I'm looking forward to.
I have about 423,000 hours in Splatoon 3, and I'm not afraid to say it.
Could you do something for us in Inkling?
Yeah, I could drop a bar or two.
It's going to be my first live high-level Splatoon tournament.
I want to hear your very best booyah. You can even throw in a woomy if you would like, in squid form, of course. So get ready for it. Let's have it.
This has all been great, but the concert's starting to heat up. So let's go get ready.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's do it, baby. Let's go. Let's go.
Well, happy Sunday from PAX East in Boston. I hope you are ready to rev your engines for the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Championship Cup 2023. We're sitting here trackside at PAX Arena, Jordan Kent, alongside the three-time Nintendo North American Open champion, Bear. And Bear, we have 12 of the top competitors that have already lapped the field in a sense. Why is today such a special competition?
Honestly, it's because how wonderful this game has grown. The amount of content that's been here, the amount of waves of DLCs we've had. This is the 4th iteration. Everything has changed with the newest meta drop, with the adjustments to the characters. So all these 12 folks are going to be great to see, especially given that we had 6 qualify in person and 6 from online. It's going to be a very especially unique circumstance for everybody else here.
All right, well, let's get set to check out the rules for today's competition. It's going to be fast, it's going to be furious, some would say, and we've got 12 players and 12 courses. The most points after 12 races will win 150cc. That's the only way to do it, Bear, of course. Normal items, all vehicles, and sorry, smart steering is off. You got to do this the hard way.
Yeah, you got to not fall off. You got to make sure you're on the lines, have tight lines, and honestly, it's better to have smart steering off because once you have smart steering off, you have ultra many turbos.
And obviously, when we get to these courses, we'll bring them up one by one. A lot of variation, and as well, we're going to see a lot of variation when it comes to the specific builds. But there they are, and anything that stands out to you, Bear, because you mentioned some of these are going to be pretty wild to see how they finish.
You know, with 12 races, every race has 82 points that you're fighting for, and that's 984 points total for the 12 GP.
Fantastic math, by the way.
Yeah, good. Math. I love math. But in regards for these courses, my biggest thing that I'm really excited about seeing is Singapore Speedway from the tour. It's probably the most beautiful course in the game. And then the newest course that was added, brand new, was Yoshi's Island. Given that there's a critical shortcut that you can only activate the cloud, I think it's going to make it very tough final out for a lot of people.
I think what's going to be very surprising for a lot of folks that have yet to play Mario Kart 8 Deluxe at this high of a level of competition is that there's different ways you want to run these courses. You don't just want to be the lead dog every single time. There's a lot of strategy that goes into your positioning in each course.
Yeah, every course is a little bit different. You have 3 different variations. You have a running track, which you want to just go as fast as you can, being at the top. Very easy, simple Mario Kart racing. Then you have mid-pack tracks. You want to make sure you kind of stay in the mid, protect yourself, fight for first in the final lap, and then we do have some bagging tracks on here, which is essentially you're sandbagging yourself, farming really good items. Very powerful. Either you pull the lightning to shock, or you pull something to dodge the shock from the lightning itself.
It'll be very exciting, and as we mentioned, 12 racers, the best of the best. Let's go ahead and get a chance to meet them as they get set to take the stage, and as we prepare for our very first course. And Up first, we continue to look at the high level of skill. We have Ember.
Ember's fantastic racer. They've been tooling around different meta recently. Honestly, I'm really excited to see them really leverage the middleweight classes that they're kind of looking at right now.
All right, our second racer for the afternoon,
Kevo, great. I've seen this person compete a lot in the North American Open. They qualified via the online ones. One of the best Mexican players I've seen here. They've said that they're ready to go, and I'm excited to see how they race.
After Kevo in the third pole position, we have Triss.
Triss qualified via the in-person here. They tied for second against Mangalore. They're really excited to showcase what they can do. It's very nice to see how they race throughout everything else.
Up next in our lineup of 12 racers, we have Adam Jett from San Antonio, Texas.
Adam, we've seen Adam in PAX West. This is their second time being at one of these. This is going to be great to see how they played. They said they're going to stick to their tried and true Waluigi Wiggler for the culture, so I'll kind of see how they roll here.
I like that right there. Do it for the culture as we get set for number 5. We have PR Matthew from South San Francisco.
PR Matthew has raced phenomenally. They were first place in their qualifier in person today. The other day when at 11. So let's see how they continue their run here.
Obviously loves the red Yoshi, if you couldn't tell
yes,
as well.
They love
too.
Red Yoshi.
Number 6, Luckyo from New York, where if you can make it there, you can make it anywhere.
Yeah, Luckyo is a very seasoned competitive player, a great overall, qualified via the online opens. I'm definitely excited to see how they race here.
All right, our 7th racer as we continue to make our way down the line. Downin from down in Jacksonville, Florida.
Downin qualified via the in-person qualifier as well. They fought their way in, very tough, made it second place, but still made that top 3 to make it in here. Really excited to see this.
All right, getting to the second half of our racers. Gecko from Quincy, Illinois.
Gecko is a phenomenal racer, seasoned and competitive as well. I know them, and I've played with them before. They are phenomenal, and they came through the online qualifiers. I'm excited to see their first time competing in an in-person event.
Yeah, you see the shrug from Gecko. I'm sure we're going to see something surprising from them as well, too. And then N from up north in Quebec, Canada.
Yeah, this is N's second appearance here at one of these, and they were at PAX West. They came from the online open. They're very seasoned. They said they're going to use different builds. They might be our own one and only inside drifting player today.
Yeah, we'll see. Obviously, sometimes that works against the grain or it works out well for you. Then a name we are very familiar with, Mangalore from Reynoldsburg, Ohio.
Mangalore is pretty well known for bagging, smuggling into items, making it fun and exciting. This is their second. They were at PAX West and they qualified via the in-person qualifier here at PAX East, tying for second.
As we continue to round out our 12 racers, we have Brandon from the Bronx, New York.
Brandon's a very seasoned racer, very tight lines, phenomenal runs for overall. I'd expect this person to be up on top of the pack a lot.
All right, right after Brandon, as we are getting set for our very first course here in just a moment, you continue to look at just the talent that we have on display. And what's really surprising is the mix of experience and youth, but here's some experience here. Bowser 16, doing it for the land from Quincy, Massachusetts.
You know what, Bowser 16, I am proud of them only because they had to qualify into PAX West via the and PAX East via an in-person qualifier. So both times, this is their second appearance. I'm hoping to see what the hell they do. This is a very tough competition. Out of all these racers, four to six of them are solid runners. They're going to be in the top of the pack really hard. It's going to be chaos mid-pack and the back of the pack. So you really have to play defensive. You really have to make sure that you understand your lines are tight, know the courses, collect your coins, go fast, don't fall off. That's the way it's Mario Kart is.
It's a good motto for life too. Go fast, collect coins, and don't fall off track, my friend.
Yeah, you gotta just go. I mean, and also don't give up. Biggest thing here is I've seen a lot of people they get 12th place in their first race and they give up. Don't do that. You have so many opportunities now. There is 12 races. You have 11 more after that you can actually win if you'd like. But you'll have to make sure that you make top spots. Top 3 is really your goal in this because you want to collect as much points as possible. And the difference between first, second, and third. First and third is 5 points difference for placement, so that's pretty critical in the GP.
Yeah, it's huge. As you go down the list, you've got 15 points for first place, then it goes 12, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So the top 3, that can make a huge difference. And the last time we had a chance to commentate one of these, it was PAX West. and a lot has changed since then. Since the most recent update, you could say that a red shell kind of just blew things up when it came to the current meta.
It was extremely disruptive. Yes, the Wave 4 patch completely changed the meta. It made everything that you saw. If you played the game online, you noticed that all the Waluigi Wigglers kind of disappeared. Now you have a lot of people that use Teddy Buggy, Rosalina, Link, King Boo. They all the same weight class. Everybody below the Waluigi weight class went up in stats for both, and specifically in the mini turbo stat, and that's the most critical stat that people want to have when it comes to racing. So we're going to see a lot of midweights, a lot of probably Luigi's, probably Iggy. Yeah, they're the same class as Luigi. Maybe a Mario here and there. Mario is pretty good, and a lot of other carts and parts got kind of beefed up as well. So we're going to see a lot of different variation of builds today.
And what's interesting too, Bear, is that they can change the build after each course. It's not going to be just a matter of riding the same cart, the same wheels, the same parachute throughout the entire 12 courses. You have a chance to change things up based upon what you anticipate.
Absolutely. You're going to see people switch their carts based on what the course terrain gives them. If there's anti-gravity, they might use a wheel that is a little faster and a little better in anti-gravity. If there's a lot of water, they might use wheels that would perform well in the water. So you're going to see a lot of this, especially if there's any tight turns, especially with Boo Lake being our first course. Quite a short course and quite hectic. So we're going to see a lot going down here.
All right, well, we got a great crowd here. Y'all ready for some Mario Kart 8 Deluxe? All right, our first race will take place at Boo Lake. This is a bag/run course, you say here, Bear.
And honestly, it's a toss-up. Depending on your lobby, this is going to be a really exciting one to see how people race this. I already see a lot of Luigi's, a lot of middleweight classes. That's pretty nice to see here.
Yeah, it'll be fascinating to see the strategy. You've got Ember, Kevo, Triss, and Adam Jet on the screen. So far, it's Adam Jet in first place, taking the left side of that lake. And here we go, a brief little anti-gravity situation.
Yeah, the half of the course goes into anti-gravity, then the other half goes into the actual lake, which is a completely different change from the original Game Boy Advance course, because there was no specific lake below you.
And in second place on the top left of your screen, trying to make some ground up, hugs the right, and still in second. Brandon in first at the moment. Hanging on to that coin, though. Not a lot of defensive items to work with.
Yeah, the coin, the reason why you want to hang on the coin is that the Boo can take it. But right now, we have Brandon in first place, dragging their bomb. Very, very, very dangerous, because you don't know if the red's going to hit you, which it did not connect. The bomb and did not connect to the red shell. Quite difficult to time those on turns, and especially with the ramps going on. But they can make a comeback. They just have to play this correctly. Blue shell is out, targeting first. There's the Luigi. They don't have anything. They just hit themselves, so they probably had a nice little infamous ability frame dodge. So we'll kind of see how it goes from there.
Here's 8Hauser16 in the back with a star. We're getting set for the final lap here. Gecko in 11th, trying to gather up some items. You know, anybody can move their way up to first here in this final lap.
Critical right here is the final turn. We don't know if anybody pulls in the back, because they might have lightning. They might have going here. Looks like they get dragged. Oh, rough line there. But somehow he survived that, because he was able to dodge the super horn, which was just blasted out. Given that Luckyo right now finishes in second, actually, because I believe PR Matthew passed him right at the finish line. Yes, they did. Wow.
Right at the end, PR Matthew snatching the win from Luckyo and Adam Jet in third. But you saw right there, running into the wall. You said it simply, just stay on track. And it's amazing how much ground you can lose just by missing a turn by a hair.
It's tough, because you don't know if they were anticipating a green shell snipe and they might want to take a wide turn. But in reality, bumping into the wall and placing fourth on Boot Lake at the final turn, that's actually winning. You're still got 9 points, so it's not horrible. They could have gotten last there, but they were able to recover pretty well. They were able to somehow dodge the super horn that was executed out. But PR Matthew getting that first place is critical for the first race.
And as you said, there's 11 more races, still a lot more Mario Kart 8 Deluxe to go, but PR Matthew picking up 15 crucial points. And up next, we'll have Peach Gardens from the Moon Cup. You said this is clearly a mid-track, but it's got a unique property at the end of it.
Well, yeah, it does. The unique property at the end is that the last lap goes reverse itself. That's a brand new feature. It surprised me so much when I first played it. It made me gasp. It made me freak out. But it's critical, because you want to make sure that you are essentially playing a super defensive, being careful, because hopefully no one's actually going to be running into you as you go backwards, because there is a section if people go too slow, they're going to be able to hit them. So you have to just be pretty critical of that.
Let's check out the standings after our first race. PR Matthew, 15 points. Luckyo, 12. Adam Jet in third with 10. And not too far behind with 9. But as we said, a lot more action left to go. And so in these mid-type courses here, Bear, what are you trying to keep in mind? Because for a lot of us that have played, you want to stay out of the chaos. That's 3rd through 6th, 3rd through 8th. How do you make sure you reduce the number of times you're just simply getting hit?
Honestly, you can't avoid all hits. The best thing you can do is make sure you hold defense, and if you have mushrooms, you hold the mushrooms. If you get hit, you have a good way to recovery. This course, there's a critical cut through the grass at the end, and at the beginning, the first 2 times, you just cut through the grass field, the rose bush, I believe. But in general, you want to make sure you just recover as fast as you can. Use your back camera is the biggest thing. You will probably see a lot of people use their back camera and make sure that someone has a red behind them, or green, or triple something, or fire. Fire can be really detrimental to a lot of people on this course specifically, but it's a pretty wide course, so at least you can avoid folks.
Always check your mirrors, folks, as we get set for our second race here, Peach Gardens from the Moon Cup. And it's interesting, you say mid-type race. Is there any value when there isn't much separation at the beginning to kind of lag in the back and pick up one of those powerful items at the beginning?
I think so for this one, because the first race, no, we didn't see any shot from the lightning, so I would like to see if anybody tries to understand that people are just running as fast as they can because it's their first race. So we'll see what happens here. But it does look like a couple of people are doing that, which is...
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, which is, if you see here, Kevo is taking the scenic route on the left. Fantastic. Oh, here we go. Oh, we have a great little scenic route here. They're just having a nice little conversation, enjoying themselves. But also, what they are actually doing is they're bagging. So they're trying to farm their items. Again, the lightning, you cannot activate the shock from the lightning until roughly 30 seconds into the race. So no one can pull it just yet. But they're buying their time, collecting their coins, kind of going from there.
Here's a look at Brandon in the back, has a bullet bill ready to go along with that star, so fully loaded, picks up a double item box, and you see that bullet bill coming out here, and that's a great spot to use it, Bear.
It's a pretty good spot, although like he has to make sure he's going to eat through his golden mushroom because there is a timer on it, and he wants to time it correctly. It looks like he's also just lagging behind there. But right now, anything with the golden mushroom at this point, you want to use it as fast as possible, as you see with Kevo, because they understand that they're very vulnerable if after that's done, if they can't use their items quickly enough.
You saw Kevo with that golden mushroom and star at the same time, makes up some ground. Here's Downin in second, Triss in first as we get set for that third lap,
Triss
which will be in
triple
reverse.
bananas is absolutely amazing for first. So right now, Blue Show just got out from the mini map. Triss has the option to slow down, or they might have a super horn. I'm not sure. Their second item is a coin.
Here comes the blue shell, though, that we all know and love. Triss gets knocked out and down and moves into first.
Yes, but there is 6 green shells behind them, so it's going to be quite open. And they got hit by one of them. But the boomerang can literally knock out all three of those. Oh, looks like they hit the green, almost hit, and nice double box chain here. Rough shock right at so the shock by the lightning took out top 4. They don't have any item boxes. Everybody's going to speed up now. Looks like PR Matthews is just going up with the triple mushrooms now. They're going to run this pretty far ahead. They have no one contesting them with any items until after this box set.
PR Matthew, who won the first race, in first right now, trying to make it back-to-back dubs. Here they go. The parachutes are out as they glide through this section.
And
here comes Kevo in second.
Everybody's going to save the mushrooms for the cut here. It looks like they both have mushrooms. Okay, they're holding the grid. It looks like PR Matthew is good, but they took the big risk there.
Matthew gets hit by the red shell at the end, and Kevo snatches victory from PR Matthew.
That was rough. Not much you could have done there from PR Matthew. You had to just, you didn't anticipate another red, but they still got third place, which is great. Great points on the board there. PR Matthew, Kevo, and Adam and N are still up there, and Brandon as well, after that second race.
Goes to show you so much can happen in the final seconds of any single race. And I think if you're PR Matthew, you're lucky that you got third in that situation. That could have gotten really bad really quickly.
It could have gotten really bad. Luckily, given that they are slightly a lighter character and the invisibility frames got a little bit buffed up in Wave 3 patch, they might have been able to dodge a chain of hits like it is in previous Mario Karts.
And saving that red shell for at the end, and you mentioned it's a mid-pack race, and it really felt like that lightning bolt about 2/3 of the way through that final lap kind of evened the playing field and gave a huge opportunity for a couple of other racers to catch up.
Yeah, the shock by the lightning was very well done because it really punished the top racers, and that's what you want to do with the lightning itself.
All right, we check out the standings after 2 races. PR Matthew hanging on to a 3-point lead. There is Kevo and Adam Jett not too far behind, but already a little separation here, Bear. 6 points between the 2 racers tied for second and N here at 4th.
6 points is quite a huge difference. Although you still have 10 races left. So they're doing great now. But you know what? If you're in the bottom, I would say it's tied for 5th now. So if you're in the bottom side, bottom area, you just don't worry too much. Focus on your next 10 races. You can still win this. But you also have to strategically hit out the people that are in top 3. So if you see their names and you're in the bottom and you want to win, you'd have to actually get them, take them down.
Our next race will be at Riverside Park, and you said this is the definition of a bag-type track.
Oh, absolutely. This is gonna be pure chaos of a track. Given that one that we have, the Patuis are on the field holding items. Lap 1 they'll hold bananas, lap 2 they'll hold mushrooms, and then lap 3 they'll hold different ones. Anytime a shock by lightning is activated, you're gonna have those items fall, so people can catch up. But in reality, this track is so short, it's gonna be insane to see how much chaos is gonna happen. I expect half the lobby to be held back here.
As you said, a bag-type track, so don't expect anybody to be sprinting off that line. And you take a look, Kevo on your top right and second, Adam Jett in first, in one of those positions that can threaten for taking the lead after this race. And you said it's a short track, and you've got the piranha plants that you can try and get the items afterwards. And already a lot of chaos as Mankalore in 11th. 8Owser 16, a name we haven't said much, in second currently.
That's pretty good so far. I mean, right now, running the track is fine as long as you kind of keep your defensive items here, but it looks like, if you can see the mini-map, more than half the lobby has pulled so many stars. A crazy 8 is out. Adam, who started running, is now in the back at 12th because they knew that they were going to be punished pretty hard here. So they're going to have to change their items here, try to pull the items that they need. In reality, a shock by lightning could happen at any moment. It really just depends on who pulls what in 12th to 9th.
Here's Gecko with a golden mushroom trying to make up some ground. You see a little bit of separation. Here comes a blue shell out to take out the leader at this moment, so that'll bring them back to the pack. Gecko picking up a double item box, trying to take the curve, and a piranha plant to come out and join its brethren.
Piranha plants is really rough to pull in this track, but the best way to do it is if you want to get rid of it fast, just hold L. It goes really, really fast to get out of there. It'll just continuously bite, which they did pretty perfectly here. Top 4 going down, and is holding their mushroom, hoping to recover. They have triple reds, but triple reds behind them. Shot by lightning haven't just activated, but it was close enough for Luckyo to be able to get a box set after, which they should be fine as long as no one pulls.
Another blue shell, and you can just say unlucky-o at this point as they fall back all the way to 6th.
No, but they were able to recover a little bit, and then it looks like top 3.
Sprint for the finish line, and it might have been second, Kevo. We'll see.
Who got first?
Ember getting the win. So Ember, Adam Jett, and Kevo. And now there is a lot more traffic at the top, as we certainly saw some chaos and 2 blue shells. I'm sure that's never happened to you before, Bear.
Yes, it has. But the second one was quick. So
yes.
someone was at the item box set, just mashing their L button, trying to get another item, and they probably didn't even see that they had one. So it went out so fast, I didn't even see it in the minimap until it popped up. But honestly, given that the point spread here, that was a really definite change for the race. That was the race 3 of our 12, so we still have a lot more left, but it really changed the game because I just saw everybody shake up there. And it looks like the top people that were there listened to my advice and targeted those folks, sadly. But we were able to have a little bit more of a closer GP now, given that after the Riverside Park race.
That's a really good point you bring up because, listen, these racers are fast. They're smart also. They know who's at the top of the leaderboard, and they're going to gang up on whoever's at the top to try and bring them back down to the pack a little bit more. And so now you start to see a few more names just bunched together by a handful of points. Adam Jett in first at 34, Kevo 32, PR Matthew in third at 31, Ember at 29, N and Luckyo within striking distance at 5th and 6th as well. So our next course will be Mario Circuit from the Boomerang Cup. And again, another bag with another wrinkle on the final lap.
This is quite interesting because one thing about DS Mario Circuit is a phenomenal course. This is the first time they brought it back since DS, and it looks gorgeous in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. And on the final lap, which is a really fun little wrinkle there, is that the Wiggler wakes up from their nap from lap 1 and 2 and walks on the field in the tree section. So you just have to make sure you don't hit into that. But this track, we're probably going to see a lot of people bagging as well, farming their items, looking to get the lightning so they can shock, or an item so they can dodge the shock by the lightning. It honestly, if you do pull a lightning, you want to use it strategically to punish top 4 after box sets, item box sets, because that's your goal. And then that way you can kind of move up from there.
Getting set for our 4th race here of this Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Championship Cup 2023. There is Adam Jett in 4th at this moment. And it's going to be fascinating here, because with these bag type races where the items are so important, especially on the final lap, who might get the unlucky draw of being in 1st when we get to that 3rd lap. But already, seems like they're sprinting out. Nobody really hanging out too far behind here, Bear.
It looks like about like 4 people understanding that they need to make a difference here. They need to catch up. They need to make sure that they collect their coins, kind of go from there. We looks like we have Manklord bagging as well, along with Brandon, making sure they have 10 coins going in. They're probably going to chain their star into this double box here, as they did. Getting in 10th, a star on the triple mushrooms, pretty good. There is a cut here and another cut in between this tree as well. They might chain. They did chain the double boxes there. With Ember in 1st place here, with a banana and a coin, they're probably going to let go of their banana here, so that way the Boo can take their coin in 1st instead of the banana themselves. Given that there are people bagging, the people will likely pull the Boo here. Really tight lines. Really nice to see all this here. They are playing defensive. A Blue Shell just came out. It looks like they're slowing down a little bit, hoping a Red Shell hits them. It does not. It looks like just the Blue's just going to connect. And then Bowser 16 in 3rd with a Super Horn and triple mushrooms, and down in 1st with double reds, which is a very good defense. But lightning has not occurred, so a very likely a shock to come out here by the lightning in a few moments, probably within the final lap. Someone is probably waiting until they're in a really vulnerable position, which is probably after this item box set over here.
And you just saw Downen just take about 3 or 4 shots in a row right there. So now 8 Owser 16 in 1st. Final lap has the Red Shell in tow with a coin on deck. You see Luckyo all of a sudden taking a hit. So Brandon in that 2nd spot, just right on the heels of 8 Owser 16. And a lightning bolt comes in to clear the field.
And someone went into the bullet bill, so they're going to go far. It looks like Adam was in the bullet bill. Zooming up there and had a star right after. They might clutch this race. There's nothing to be able to stop them here. It looks like a really tight finish. Banner's in 2nd with a boomerang, and Gecko was able to dodge that and went to 1st place finish. Let's go to see this Gecko finish there was phenomenal. They needed that. They needed that 1st place. They were lagging behind.
That was huge for Gecko as they climbed their way to the top. They're sitting all the way at the bottom, now find themselves in 7th place overall for a tie, but we have a tie at the top as well too between Kevo and Adam Jett. And you said it, that bullet bill when the lightning bolt came was huge for shaking things up.
Massive. It looked like 2 or 3 people were able to dodge the shock from the lightning and be able to make their way up. It was critical for Gecko and Brandon. They were lagging. They were in the bottom point standing, but after that race, they're in the middle of the side. So they're good. I mean, that's the 4th race. They still have 8 more to go. This is basically a full GP left. This is great for them.
Well, we're just warming up here, my man. And so we go ahead and take a look at the standings after 4 races, and it is starting to get very interesting. Kevo, Adam Jett tied for 1st, 42 apiece. Ember, PR Matthew tied for 3rd at 35 apiece. And Brandon, Gecko, Mankalore still in the hunt. Anything can happen. And we just saw Gecko, who was sitting in 12th after 3 races, picks up the dub and shoots up all the way to 7th place.
And that is the key. That's why math matters when it comes to Grand Prix. You want to rack up those points. 1st place, 15, massive. Because that means no one else gets that 15 points. So we want to make sure that if they want to keep win this, they need to keep going, keep getting that top 2, top 3 spots. Very critical, and eventually also hitting out anybody that's in the top 3 position now.
Now we go to a course that brings back fond memories for me, sitting around a pepperoni pizza for greasy N64 controllers. It is Choco Mountain coming up here.
I love Chocolate Mountain. This is probably one of my favorite courses, only because the tires turn into slightly chocolate off-road after a while. So it does get me a little bit hungry. But in essence, there is a fun little bat section here and a glider section, which is new. And the music is phenomenal. There's a bit of banjo in the music soundtrack. So that's nice to see that.
Banjo and chocolate sauce, everything that Bear's looking for right there. I like it here. So already you see PR Matthew racing out to the front, and we should mention this is a mid-type course for you.
Yeah, the reason why I would call it a mid-back course is because there are opportunities to work your way up, but keep in mind that there was a critical change in the way that the shock from the lightning occurred back in one of the waves, where now you no longer shrink and fall into the depths in a glider. If a shock by lightning happens, you actually just get a little small and you stay in the air in the glider. But the reason why I say that also, there is a secret bullet bill extension area in this course right behind one of the boulders that takes you all the way to the finish line. So if you are able to save that, make your way there, you could clutch top 3 pretty easily in the final lap.
You love to see those support systems for the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe community right there, as far as not having to rely on Lakitu all the time. And in first place, gathering some more coins, and so far, and pretty easy sailing. It hasn't gotten too hectic as we're in our second lap.
You say that, but a blooper just got
Commentator's
launched on
curse,
there.
baby.
Yeah, but you know what? It's fine. Although a blooper just came out about like 10 seconds ago, so it's very likely someone did pull lightning, given that that is the indication of loading to know that someone likely has it on the floor. It looks like they got hit out by a boomerang. Everything's getting hit out by N here. They're trying their best to recover. It looks like it's nice to see that they're using an inside drift, although Gecko is in first place with a super horn, but a coin in second, and it gets booed because that's what happens. Because that's what happens when we say their items. The boo heard me and it took up his item. But they're able to get some items here, and they have a coin in the bomb in first place. That is quite critical here. A blue shell is coming out. They really needed that super horn, but they might be. Oh, someone got rid of it for them. Someone used the super horn.
Unbelievable. The blue shell is gobbled up. Here's Gecko with just a coin for protection.
Oh,
Can Gecko eke it out? One more jump, and Gecko will make it back-to-back
That is
wins.
phenomenal to see. Also, very lucky that someone just mashed their L button and got rid of it. Either they didn't know they had it, and they didn't look at the mini-map, but Gecko was saved by someone that did not know what was going on.
I want that type of auto insurance. I'll tell you that much. Anything that can protect me from blue shells right there. So Gecko, cold-blooded, back-to-back wins. Very impressive, and shooting up the leaderboards here. And you said it. There are a lot of races left still, a lot of movement on this leaderboard.
Yeah, that was our 5th course. We're almost halfway after their next course here. And in general, look, some people, this is their first time playing here. I told them, for your first few races, take it up as a warm-up, and then perform really well nonetheless in the rest. You know, like, it's okay if you have a Grand Prix of 8 or more races your first race, you don't do so well. Your hands are just warming up, and then you just kind of go in the air. So it's really nice to see this. There's a huge shakeup in standings after that top 3 finish there.
And that just goes to show you the perseverance that's required in a 12-race cup here. Anything can happen, and so Gecko back-to-back wins after sitting in 12th place in our first 3 races. And you bring up an interesting point as well, too, as we check out the standings. And there's Gecko in 4th with 40 points, but Kevo really building a nice lead there, because Adam Jett, that was a tough race for them. So Kevo at 54, Adam Jett at 47, PR Matthew at 44, Gecko at 40. Are we getting to the point here where all of a sudden Kevo has a big bullseye on their back as we prepare for the latter half?
Well, what's helpful is in the Mario Kart Grand Prix is in your lobby you see someone that has the crown, so you know they're the lobby leaders, so you can likely look at them. Yeah,
Show
you're in
off.
first place.
Just showing off with that crown.
You'll be able to essentially look after them, take them out when you need to. When it comes down to it, it really just makes you're fighting for yourself in the free-for-all, so you want to make sure that you don't miss anything on here. And in our next cup, our next races, looks like we're going to Lucky Cat Cup Tokyo Blur from Mario Kart Tour.
And this is our first run course, as you say, where you want to go ahead and grab that torch and lead the pack as long as you possibly can.
Yeah,
because
I would firmly say so, because the first item box set, you have 2 opportunities to get a double item, so you should be able to be safe. And there's enough coins on here, and you want to get far ahead. Also, in general, the road is so wide, so you should be able to dodge things as much as you can. Oh, sorry, the second item box is a double item box. First one is just single, but you should be able to see how people are using the really tight lines here in general, kind of saving their mushrooms. Like, for example, Luckyo just got hit by a back green, so they'll have to be able to use their mushroom to get back up here.
And you saw Gecko in first place early going, still the first part of this entire course here. 8 hours or 16, using that star in 12th place. But now Ember in first place as we move to the second part of this course.
Yes, and Ember will hold their coin because they know that by holding a coin in first place, getting an item box, you're guaranteed to get a defensive item, which they got a banana. So that's what they wanted. They're gonna have really tight lines here, try to collect 10. It looks like they might go for the no item shortcut here. Yes, they did, which is if you have enough mini turbo on certain places in the stage, you do not need a mushroom to take certain shortcuts. And it looks like they got hit by a blue shell right there. Going into start of the final lap, which is not horrible. And Gecko's in first here with the red shell trailing, but hits a banana.
Oh, hits a banana!
A really tough area because you could not see that banana around that corner. And it looks like their red shell just got booed. And PR Matthews now is in first place with N trailing behind with double bananas from their triples, which is not super defensive, but they are driving an inside drift bike, so they're able to get a little bit closer here, tighter lines, but they have 0 coins, so it's very tough for them to even catch up here. They're probably just going to secure second, be okay with that, given that there is no way for them to catch up, which is likely the case here with PR Matthew finishing in first, and I believe N did finish in second. Because they sometimes in a Mario Kart race, especially playing in a tournament, it's okay to be to say I am okay getting second. I am going to hold my items. I am just going to back my bananas in case I get a red shell comes at me or 2, which is what they did. They had 3 items there. Smart play by N. Understood that points mattered because the difference between getting second and getting 12th at that point, if they mashed their items, would have been detrimental to them.
PR Matthew making up some ground, and now the lead is ever so slim at the top as we get set for our 6th race out of 12 in this Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Championship Cup 2023. And as you continue to take a look at the final couple of courses we'll be going through, it's Kevo with a 2-point lead over PR Matthew, and then a 9-point difference before you get to Adam Jet and Gecko tied for 3rd. So a little bit of separation, still a lot of racing left to go. But up next we have Maple Treeway. And for those of us that spent countless hours on Mario Kart Wii, we're very happy to see this one back. This is another run type course, one of the longest ones you happen to mention.
It is definitely one of the longest courses in the game. The reason why is because the course itself is elongated, but also the cannon glider part takes a while to go through. It's about like 2 to 3 seconds sometimes, just because of how long it takes to be in there. But pretty critical course. You got to watch out for the wigglers in the middle. If you hit the bushes, mushrooms do fly out of them time to time, so that's also good to grab as well as you're driving. We are at the halfway point here. We're getting to our 7th race. So, you know, if you feel like you're losing and you're 12th or you're in the bottom 4 here and you're giving up, I don't think that's the case. You still have 6 more races to go to try to win in the top 3. You can do that.
Getting set here for our 7th race out of 12. 6 are in the rear view mirror, and we've got 2 racers near the top. That's one of them, PR Matthew. And as we get set for the green light, this is, again, another one you want to just try to separate yourself from the pack and get those defensive items, put yourself in the best position. And who will have that skill here, Bear, to run the best line and to make sure they don't have those mistakes that you can control?
Honestly, half of these racers have been having really, really solid lines. When it comes down to it, it's just a recovery. What I've seen is some people are not anticipating the mass item usage from behind them, which is tough because if you have a lobby that likes to press the L button a lot, it can be really rough to strategically race a very good race and safe race for everybody else in part of the lobby, which we have Gecko here right behind Kevo with that trailing a red. They're also trailing the red. They have to be careful here because Kevo will likely back the red shell, which they did not. They actually just held it here, given that they only had a red and nothing else behind them. Now they have a red and a banana in the first place, so they are relaxing here, having a good time, using stress here. Grab the mushroom from the floor from the bush. Clean racing by Kevo, kind of going through. Gecko is now trailing behind with just 1 banana, probably playing it safe. Now they have 2 bananas, which is not that bad. But it looks like PR Matthew bombed back right before the cannon section, and a lot of people got hit there, which was really rough for those individuals. But it's still anybody's race here. I see a bullet bill on the mini map. No blue shell just yet, but very likely in the next 20 seconds or so. Yep, right here. There we go. It's on the mini map. It's coming through. It is going to go for Kevo. He has a couple options here. He could go for a mushroom dodge right there. Oh, he did it!
It's the blue shell with the mushroom, baby.
Dodge. Oh, it's Gafel. Woo! Sorry.
Kevo showing us how it's done.
Oh God, that was godlike. Oh man, that was a very great item awareness on the floor. They had only a couple options there. The frame to get that is quite tight. So that was phenomenal. Kevo is just running here. That was really good. But a shock by lightning hasn't happened yet, so it's not over for them.
There's a lot that can happen here still. Kevo with that coin. You see the blooper come in. That'll mask things for a little bit. Another coin in that lead item position. Banana peel from behind. Here comes the red shell. Kevo able to deflect that, but no items for a moment here.
No items.
Very treacherous stretch. And here comes the lightning bolt.
As soon as we saw that blooper, we knew within the 15 seconds someone was waiting for them. But they used it a little bit too early there, giving Kevo a nice little recovery.
Kevo
did not be able to get the mushroom
though.
Has nothing here. It does not look behind them because they are just confident that they can get a coin.
A
Oh no,
this could be interesting.
They need to get the item box on the left.
Anybody nearby? Here comes a
No,
star behind Tris.
Tris only had a mushroom. Kevo's
Tris can't do anything. It's going to be Kevo getting the win.
Fantastic first place. Nothing. Honestly, the fact that they didn't use their back camera to look back and to say they were confident enough no one had red shells was quite great there. And the blue shell dodge, grounded mushroom, that was phenomenal.
Huge for Kevo, and that was clearly the play of this championship cup so far. Being able to outspeed that pesky blue shell thanks to a mushroom at the perfect time has now allowed Kevo to create some separation from the rest of the pack. And you talk about a course that is a run type course. Kevo showing you how it's done.
They got very lucky with that grounded mushroom and very well skilled. I knew there's only
You're
a few
telling me
things.
luck is involved in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe?
No, yes, luck and skill.
How dare you?
But it was phenomenal. Honestly, as soon as that happened, I knew they were gone. It was a great run for them.
Let's check out the standings here. We have 5 races left. Kevo with a 8-point lead over PR Matthew. Gecko is 10 points behind in third at 58. So we're seeing that separation at the top and the number of remaining races getting fewer and fewer. However, there's still an opportunity for PR Matthew and Gecko, but they really have to start picking up some wins and hoping Kevo falls back.
No, they're good. Top 6, you can still win.
Okay.
But if you have 40 right now, it's anybody Mancolor and above can win. Anybody, the bottom 3, it's rough. They have the top 2 every single race, top first. But anybody right now, top 9 is viable to win. They just have to make sure that they take out top 3 and they secure themselves the top 3.
We've got Rainbow Road from the Moon Cup and another run course according to your diagnostics.
I would say so, given that there's a lot of boost panels on the floor that you can catch up on. You can get a pretty good distance here. And it seems like so far people that have used the Shock by Lightning has not been as strategic as I think would be, given that they didn't punish first place as hard as they should. But this track is probably one of the most beautiful tracks that came from the 3DS. It's very fun. You go through colorful sequences. It is a first sectional Booster Course Pass DLC, so this is all one way. It is technically 3 laps, but you're just going one direction the whole time.
So far, it's Brandon in first, and that bounce right there, you really have to make sure you're online, because we've seen a lot of racers sometimes be sent off the edge if they don't take the right angle, and so far it's pretty crowded. Brandon getting past N in first on your top left, Mancolor in third, 8 Owser 16, so some fresh faces in the top 4 here.
Fresh faces, but Mancolor just fell, which is very unfortunate. But N has a Boomerang in first place, probably will chain their items here, was able to grab a double items box set. They have a coin and a green shell in first place. They're doing pretty good. Everybody else is not much items on our screen here. But they're chilling here. They went out of bounds here on the left. They know a blue shell is coming. They have a couple options here. They're trying to stay in the air so the hit stun's not too bad, but they could use a chain jump. They did not. They just get hit here, which is fine. They have some sort of recovery. They were able to collect their coins.
It's a crater right there, by the way.
Yeah, fitting it is, but it looks like they got triple bananas in front of them. They are inked and bloopers out. Given that could be a shock by lightning within the next 10 to 15 seconds, it's very likely the person that does have it, they're going to wait till the glider section here, so that way that they are out of items in this section.
Final quote lap of this course here, and you see a lot of traffic here at the front. You've got Gecko in first. Gecko could really use some points. What's interesting is no Kevo right now in the top 4. That could bring Kevo closer to the pack.
It looks like a clean run. Someone's in the bull build. They likely have lightning. Someone tried for a banana snipe, but Gecko's able to.
This is huge.
Massive.
And we see Lucky O in second. So the question is, can Kevo make up enough ground, or will Kevo have to eat a 7th place finish And now that makes it very interesting because Pierre Matthew and Gecko picking up some crucial points to make up some ground.
Yeah, and it's, you know what, it's nice because I've raced with Gecko now, the Gecko for a while. It's cool. It's nice to see him use Mario. Mario and Mario Kart. Who never
got to, right? You would figure he would be a pretty solid character choice in this game.
Well, to be fair, they did up Mario's stats very well, and Mario shares the same stats as Ludwig and Medium Me, so we might see some of those. But it's great to see that finish. No one pulled a lightning to activate shock, so it was quite interesting to see that not having the case. It's probably because people weren't able to get their item box sets.
Apparently no lightning in space is what they say. So we'll see what happens as we go ahead and check out the standings with just 4 races left. Kevo still in first, but that lead is starting to shrink. Just 7-point lead over PR Matthew. Gecko in third at 73 and in fourth at 62. But according to you, Bear, still feels like at this point, who's still in the running with 4 races left?
4 races left. It's tough. It's tough. But I would say probably top 6, which I would also include Ember in here. So probably top 8, given that there is a 3-way tie for 5th. So any of those 8, they're solid in here. If you're in the bottom 4, you really have to get first place every single race. And that is tough to do with these players on the field, especially going to our next course here.
Yoshi's Island, one of the brand spanking new courses you can get with the DLC, and this is a mid course, you say?
Well, I think it depends. But given this, you can run this and be fine. This is a phenomenal course, beautifully done, has great music. Fanfare at the end brought me to tears. I loved Yoshi's stories as a kid, and this is such a fun course, very colorful. You have to watch for the piranha plants. There are crabs. There is an underwater section. This got it all. It has anti-gravity, crabs. It's got a glider. It's got all you need. It's got everything you need here.
Early look, Gecko in second and in first, and there's a huge potential shortcut at the end, but you said it's hard to get this one consistently.
Yes, because you need to hit the mushroom cloud and it's floating in the top. Looks like N is first. It is possible to get it there, but likely someone might hit it for them. They did! Let's go! They gave him a boost.
Gets a gift-wrapped cloud of a shortcut.
Beautifully.
And goes through the flower circle, and that'll help N separate themselves from the pack with a banana in tow.
Massive there. Although, given that it's a catch-22, you go for the cut and give the first place there, but Blue Shell did come out here. They only have a couple options here. They might pull Super Horn, who knows? And they did not. Okay, that's fine.
And we'll go ahead and have to eat that one. That allows Kevo to move to first. The last name, the rest of this competition wanted to see move into first place here.
No, it's still anybody's game. Someone pulled a bullet bill. They are able to mash up pretty hard. They have a golden mushroom after. It looks like Gecko's got a bomb in a triple mushroom.
Kevo misses it though, and so we'll see if some other racers. Someone else got it and a chance to catch up to Kevo.
But Gecko
moves into first here.
Gecko's smart. They're holding their mushroom, knowing that they will likely get booed when it's one left, and they're just waiting if they get hit. But they were able to activate it there just in case. Pretty solid decision there, given that they will be able to get a double item box set here, or hold it because the boo is likely going to take their item, which it didn't. Looks like a red shell came out. And final stretch here. Someone's in a bullet bill, someone's in a star. It could be a shock by lightning.
Gecko taking the red shell.
Taking the red shell, but slow down smartly so they can get their speed back from the glider ramp boost there. Which now anybody's game here.
First, who's going to get it? We have. Here it comes for Kevo. The red bridge leads the way. Can Kevo close it out? Mushroom in hand, and Kevo picks up a huge win.
But Ember was second place, solid finish, and I'm not sure who finished third, but man, whoever hit that, Gecko finished in third. That's still great for them.
Okay.
They were able to be in this top spot. But that's tough because you don't know what to do. You can either hold up if you're in first place and hope someone hits the cloud, or you can just drop down. But it looked like they were lucky enough to hold that position there. Someone hit that cloud, the shortcut activated, and that was a clean win.
And that's what's fascinating, Bear, because in that situation, it's hard to make this determination. The person you're chasing is in first place. The only way the pack can catch up to them is with that shortcut, but you run that risk. You are a little bit surprised that it was activated, and who knows? Either way, though, Kevo, the beneficiary of that last-minute shortcut to help pad their lead as we take a look at the standings with just 3 races left. Kevo, 14-point lead here, Bear. I know it's still anybody's game, but Kevo showing no signs of slowing down.
At this point, it's not anybody's game. It's like top 6, I would say. N's still in there, Adam still could be, but they have have to hit Kevo. If you want to win this Grand Prix, you have to hit them. Like that, the point difference in first and second is massive. So, but we're going into one of my most favorite tour courses that got added in that looks absolutely gorgeous. And I'm putting up my program volume because I love the music.
You're gonna turn the dial up to 10 and rip it off?
10 because I love the music. This is the best. This is probably one of the best songs that got added on here, which we're going to Boomerang Cup's Singapore Speedway.
All right, Singapore Speedway, and this is one that, again, do you feel like it's a mid or a run type course here, my friend?
Right now, honestly, no one's been pulling lightning and using shock correctly, so just run it. Just run it. You can run pretty far. There is enough item box sets.
Enjoy the view and drive fast.
Enjoy the view. There is an infinity pool, which, fun fact, this is one of the only places where Goombas on the floor don't hurt you. They have the little floaty vests.
Well, they're just taking a vacation. They don't want to work right now.
No, they're on vacation.
Yeah.
They're at the
time off.
Time off. They're
just paid well to relax.
Soaking their hard-working feet here. It's phenomenal. It's my favorite part. I hope we get to see them. Please don't pan away from them.
Kevo with the 14-point lead. That is clearly the racer that the rest of the pack is going to try to hunt down as they make their way up to this gorgeous infinity pool on the rooftop.
Look at these Goombas. They're having a great time.
Straight marinating in the pool.
Fantastic. Hard-working. They deserve it. They deserve it.
All right, Brandon coming down. Adam Jett in first.
The
eats
banana
the wall,
snipe from
though.
Mangalore. Oh, that was nuts.
And you see that perfectly placed potassium by Mangalore to move on up to second. And so now we move into the second part of this course. Adam Jett in first. Waluigi on the Wiggler, hanging on to that mushroom. Just being patient right now. It's a calm before the storm is the sense you're getting.
So Adam is going to be able to dodge this blue shell as long as they hold down on that mushroom, which I believe they still have unless it got booed. And
let's
look
see
at the mini
if
map.
Adam's able to avoid it. No, Adam has to take the blue shell.
I believe they actually did on the mini map. It gave us a little bit of an error, but they're pretty far ahead now. They're getting an item box set. There's the glider section here. This is where everything can happen here.
Where is Kevo, though? That's the question. That is going to determine whether or not we have some drama in these last couple of races. Mangalore in fifth. You see Triss in second, Adam Jett in sixth, PR Matthew in third. But where is Kevo, our leader by 14 points? It's getting hectic down the stretch. Here come a couple of bullet bills. That'll shake things up. PR Matthew in first.
It looks like PR Matthew is going to take the glider route here. Be on the top, hold the banana in case double mushroom's coming, but we have Gecko really trailing right behind them here. Very close. They need a solid finish top three here. PR Matthew as well. But
there's
Kevo
in the
star.
Kevo right behind. Kevo trying to make a push and try to make this thing over with just two races.
They back to red, knowing they had to hit
someone with a green shell.
Although that was very risky because if they have a double, the bomb is behind them.
The bomb here avoids the bomb. Unfortunately, that was thrown like a Jets quarterback, so it was not going to hit Kevo, and Kevo takes the win and pads the lead. Now a huge margin, 17 points with just 2 races left. So Kevo coming in the clutch down the stretch.
Massive there. The fact that he was able to make a comeback, hold on to that star, and no one pulled lightning to activate shock was really surprising to me, given that people were really far back and they just missed item box sets. But Gecko finishing second still puts him in the running. They just have to make sure that they hit Kevo and not let him get away with this.
Well, a lot can happen, especially when you look at Kalimari Desert. That's coming up next here. And this is a bag one. You got a train, you got a tunnel, a whole lot going on. But let's check out the standings here first as we prepare for the penultimate race. Kevo, 112 points. Gecko at 95. You wonder if Gecko was able to step it up a little bit more in those first couple of courses. Don't forget, they were in 12th place after the first 3 races, but now find themselves in second, trailing by 17.
You know what? Your first 2 races, that's in the past. Focus on your next 2 races. That's all I can say for both Gecko, PR Matthew, Brandon, and Amber, and even Luckyo and Adam. They can still kind of make it. But in reality, when it comes to winning the GP, it's between the top 3 at the moment.
All right, choo-choo, baby. Kalimari Desert. It is going to get wild here. Can Kevo continue to hang on to what looks like a nearly insurmountable lead, or will the pack start to hunt the leader, try to bring them back down to earth as we wait for the green light, and off they go in our second to the last race here in our Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Championship Cup 2023.
And it looks like we have half of the lobby staying back trying to farm items here to catch up, including Gecko, which is probably the smart play for them because they know what Kevo's using, how Kevo's racing, and be able to target them pretty well on the mini-map, given that they are been using Rosalina consistently. And they were able to, Gecko switch to Luigi, I believe.
PR Matthew in first right now, cruising, green shell and a coin. Not too bad of a couple of options as you get set for the second lap here. And right now, a little bit of separation on the mini-map, but you know a lot can happen still with nearly 2 laps left.
Yeah, everything can happen here. Honestly, it's very tough if you have a unique character and you're in a front lobby GP because people are going to be targeting you mostly because it's easy to spot you among the pack itself. But PR Matthew got booed, was able to hold that super horn shot. The Shock by Lightning is activated right before item box set, which actually was very helpful for the first place. They could have waited a little bit more, but right now they were just fighting for themselves, which makes sense. Now PR Matthews fine in first place, has a green shell secondary.
Oh, look at N, able to tiptoe around, however, takes a hit. And PR Matthew, our final lap in first place. But again, the question is, where is Kevo?
We don't know where Kevo is, but right now, where's the blue shell, which is very likely to activate pretty soon here. Or he might even have another shock by lightning. Looks like Kevo is zooming up.
Kevo steals the lead again.
Has a green and a coin.
The finish line is within sights for Kevo, trying to build upon this 17-point lead. Here comes a second red shell. Kevo has to eat it. In a lightning bolt. Can Kevo hang on? Kevo trying to get to the finish line, and Kevo takes the checkered flag.
Oh no, oh goodness, I'm sorry.
Kevo, just when you thought you shook them, here they come screaming into the front. You can tell from the look on Kevo's face, they got away with one down there. It got very precarious, but sometimes it's the last cart standing.
That's tough. I'm not gonna lie. If I was the top two in that final stretch and I had 2 shocks pulled by lightning, I would be very take deep breaths. Understand that I'm lucky that I placed what I placed. That is a rough stretch.
Well, for Kevo, has defeated the field multiple times, but most importantly, as we take a look at the final standings before our last race, has defeated Math. A 25-point lead will clinch it for Kevo, so give it up for Kevo. They will be your champion. However, we get one more race. We still have to sort out second and third. There's bragging rights here, and now the attention shifts to Gecko and PR Matthew.
Yeah, they're fighting.
Just a 2-point difference.
They're fighting for second here, and third. Well, they're fighting for second. It is mathematically impossible for anybody to get first now because 15 points would only put Gecko at 120.
25 points.
Yeah, only
you broke it down for us, Professor Bear. I appreciate that.
I did. So in general, it's tough because that was such a rough race.
Yeah.
But we're going to Sky High Sunday, which is
now if you're Kevo, do you rub it in here and just try to pad that lead, or you just take a victory tour?
Honestly, I like ice cream, so if I won, I would just kind of vibe, enjoy my little signs here. Maybe count the amount of ice creams you see. I never done that before.
There's a lot of scoops. We'll just put it that way here. Sky High Sunday. It's a run course, you say, and obviously there aren't too many opportunities for some cuts. There is one risky area.
Yes, there is the most riskiest areas at the end. There is technically a shortcut. You need a mushroom for it as you're gliding through the edge on drifting towards the left. Although it's pretty risky because honestly, you could get hit out and you just fall into the depths of the I believe it's snow or ice cream in the bottom. I actually don't know what's below you in this course.
I want to call it freezer ice for the most part. Let's go with that. But Kevo in first. And is Kevo going to just end this with an exclamation mark? Here comes the blue shell.
Possibly.
Hunting down Kevo. We'll see where Kevo has to eat this. Going to go ahead and stop for a moment. Now Kevo moves to second, but we mentioned there is a race for second. Just 2 points between second and third. Brandon moves to the first spot. PR Matthew in second. Kevo in third and in fourth on our second lap. Final race here of this Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Championship Cup. Kevo will be your champion, but who will be joining them in that top 3?
And it looks like whoever activated the Shock by Lightning was probably one of the back 4 packs here. And keep in mind, Gecko, we haven't seen him up front, but that's probably because they're looking to really strategically target PR Matthews so that way they can make their way back up.
Final lap, Kevo Working their way up to first place. Kevo back in second. Back and forth with Brandon. Brandon all of a sudden gets disrupted, and it's Kevo in first. Kevo trying to run away with it. Doesn't have any items whatsoever. Here comes the blooper. And a chance here to provide some defensive protection, but gets a coin and a green shell.
Yes, and it's a really great lead here. Was able to drag their green. It looks like whatever red was tracking wasn't tracking them, was tracking someone else behind them. But it looks like PR Matthews here in third. They have to be very careful here. Really just be okay with securing top 3 if they want to make sure they can secure second.
Oh, but here is Kevo running away with it, hopping backwards and punctuating their championship as Kevo runs away with another one. But we'll see how things sorted out. It's PR Matthew in third, Gecko in fifth. So now a tie for second here.
Wow, what a phenomenal finish there. Also, I liked how Kevo was able to switch to Waluigi Wiggler with the Azul rollers for the culture. What a nice way to finish their win.
But let's give it up for Kevo, your champion of the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Championship Cup 2023. The races were frantic, but it was Kevo more oftentimes than not that was the last kart standing, and the strategy plus the skill guiding them to a championship here at PAX East in Boston, and just a remarkable display of driving.
Phenomenal display. Strategy, skill, and luck. There was a lot of luck there as well.
I thought there was no luck in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
There was definitely some luck there, but phenomenal understanding of what the player field was.
Let's go ahead and check out the final standings as Kevo gives the fist bumps. Also a huge thank you to our wonderful crew, and it is Kevo lapping the field, a 32-point victory. We're gonna start calling this the Kevo Cup, ladies and gentlemen. 142, PR Matthew and Gecko tying for second, so we'll see if they decide to settle it offline, and then Ember and Brandon tied for fourth. But huge shout out to everybody that competed. Luckyo, Adam Jet, and Mankalore, 8 hours or 16. Tris and Downen gave us a lot of excitement to look at. And I think, Bear, to close things out, we saw so many different builds, and I think that's what's very exciting about the current meta for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. There's a lot of exciting things that you can look forward to.
Yeah, in general, now it's like any other character can perform really well. We saw a lot of Rosalinas, we saw some Luigis, we saw some Marios. Most builds now can keep up with the pack. Obviously, we did see a Waluigi on the Wiggler, but in essence, it is good, but it is outperformed by some other builds in the game now. And in general, this game is super fun, has a great competitive scene, both online and in person. You can find them easily via, just looking up online. But in general, I think that it's nice to see how accessible this game is, and the learning curve is pretty easy to learn, but to master, definitely steep there.
Bear, fantastic job, my friend.
Yeah,
you were excellent.
So much.
We had some terrific races, but again, it's Kevo, our champion of the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Championship Cup 2023. Congratulations to him. Stick around when we come back. We've got another tournament for you. We have the Splatoon 3 North American Championship 2023 tournament just around the corner. We'll see you here at the PAX Arena in just a few moments.